Hi, Ron Klein. How are you?
My friend Tony.
Thomas. Hi. Ron Klein. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
Barbara Ritzer.
Hi, Barbara. Nice to meet you.
Ritzer.
How are you? Nice
And I
to see
think
you.
you know my daughter, Bonnie Ritzer.
What's her name?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes. It's been a long time with the
involved in
realtors.
Springs.
Great.
We've met with you a couple of times actually here and also in district
In the Starbucks?
In Starbucks actually in Boca in regards to
It's a
Mesothelioma.
famous office. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming up here. This is obviously very important.
It is
And
very
I
important.
explained to people who take the time out to come up here. It's a very good use of your time. I know everybody's busy with their personal lives and businesses and things like that, but to make a personal connection with members of Congress and
You
talk.
gotta fight for a cause.
Absolutely. And it's personal. You know? I mean, it's family, it's friends, it's things like that. But it's certainly support you. I don't want to repeat what you've already been
Yeah, we already went over a resolution just honoring making September 26th.
Yeah, the House gave us a resolution.
So we can discuss that later. But
Ellen Baganoff?
Bogdanoff, right?
She sponsored it. Nice.
on the Florida House.
Yeah, they have a Florida House resolution as well.
9401 is done.
Good.
And my dear friend up in Connecticut even did it for the state of Connecticut. And of course our local mayor, Lamar Fisher.
Great guy.
He is.
Yeah, his family's been around for a long
He
time.
can be an official All-American city now because the dog park opens this week.
There we go.
I wrote him a thank you note for that too.
Pompano is a great area. It's one of my. We have our campaign office in Pompano, but it's just it's a good community. A lot of good people. Lamar and his father have been there the family's been there for a long time. But
He's been a huge support.
great. I'll see him on this Saturday, so I'll mention I ran into him.
Yeah, I have actually. He's on my website, giving me a proclamation. He's quite a guy.
Good. Well, the other thing I'd mention too, and this is something in a big picture you ought to be paying attention to. You know, for years, a lot of research, as you know, is done through the NIH funding, National Institutes of Health. Congress gives them a certain amount of money, then they allocate it. Some research is done here in Washington. Most is farmed out to universities and research centers and things like that. For years, unfortunately, it was flat funded. They weren't giving any increase. Now, I personally am a big believer in research for remedies, for cures, even for jobs. I mean, it's a lot. In the Recovery Act, we passed a number of months back, there's a big increase for research, for NIH research. So my point of this is continue to advocate for more money for research for the NIH, because that just creates a bigger pie. The more money is in the pie, the more we can fight for your research piece and juvenile diabetes and all the other things that are important to all of us.
Last year they said it did get passed. DOD does have funding.
DOD also has a separate funding.
For this, as far as that they did give one grant. I think 4 applied last year. One did get a grant for it.
Okay. That's a separate fund pool, but people don't realize the Department of Defense does a lot of research, but yes.
Well, the other Department of Defense actually is responsible for a third of all the Meso victims.
Well, that's why they're interested.
Does Holy Cross fall under your?
Pardon me?
Does Holy Cross fall under your?
Yes.
Yes. They should
Both
be
my
put
father
out.
and Larry himself has had very
And I
bad
heard some other people.
experiences
I was butchered
at Holy
there.
Cross.
Some other people
Really?
too.
My father actually, they didn't know what he had. As far as they said, he had a full-on accident after the needed surgery. They peeled away the lung like an orange. Turns out that's a silent symptom of mesothelioma. The surgeon was very cocky, very arrogant, Dr. Tabri, but the hospital in general, everyone we talk to, it seems like they have big billboards, 50 best hospitals in the country,
Which is not true.
but everyone we see has bad experiences with that hospital.
I had a horrible one. I almost died there.
What about that other lady in there, remember?
It
Yes.
took 4.5 months to diagnose my father in Florida. Once he got diagnosed, we took him down Sinai in New York. They thought they still had a chance. He survived 4.5 months from diagnosis.
If he would have gotten sooner there.
He passed away at
Well,
67.
I'm a supporter, so and I'll do what I can to get some resolutions going here.